Hey guys, Manu here. Yes, this one. That's me. I thought I'd give this voiceover thing a chance this time, because I feel like it gets a lot more information through. At this point, I'm just trying out what works for me and also what I'm comfortable with as I'm creating these videos. The YouTube thing has been a fun journey for me so far, and I am willing to grow with it. So, if you have any ideas either about creativity or technical content or questions in general, drop them in the comments below. Thank you all, and now back to me. But first, jazz. Now, as you can imagine, a regular pattern of working on this car, as on every other Japanese rust bucket, has been rust removal. And I became quite good at it. But let's speed this up a bit, alright? My regular weapon of choice is a heavy-duty angle grinder or a drill. Either way, a steel wire brush attachment is mandatory. The rest of the equation is time and elbow grease. Now, this part of the frame has only surface rust, but I didn't want to risk anything since I had to take apart much of the front anyway, and it didn't take much effort to remove all the rust. After all the loud noises, I found some stubborn flakes which I chiseled away, and I had to speed it up because it sounds so funny. The next step is to apply some rust converting solution. Its ingredients break down the rust, and the resulting product acts as a primer for painting at a later stage. Noticed the power steering tube? Yep, that one. That was leaking, which I found out later off camera, so I repaired that then. Now the instructions tell to apply a thick layer of rust converting solution. What is not converted will just evaporate, and already painted surfaces will not be affected. The rust converter will take at least 24 hours to fully cure, so to kill time I tackled those hazy and severely oxidized headlights. In all honesty, I thought they were beyond repairable. But new headlights were just not an option for me at this time, so I gave it a shot. I took 1000 grit sandpaper and some soapy water to get rid of the oxidized layer, which in retrospect I don't recommend. It is too fine. 800 grit would do just fine. But I pulled through, and after 1000 grit the result is already mind-blowing. Now, this really motivated me, and I went for finer grits. So, this is after 3000, and this is after 5000, and it is bananas. I bought this headlight restoration kit, which has a polish and a protection cream. It was really cheap, so again I had low expectations. It comes with a polishing cloth and with some really tiny sandpaper pads, which I didn't need at this point. So I did a quick rub, and again the result was outstanding. Have you noticed that the reflection became more obvious with every step? It was pretty much to spec at this point. I call this a success. To end this video on an easy topic, I changed the water radiator for a new one, because, yeah, you can see for yourself. It was affordable, so why not? Because it was so cheap, I made sure it fitted everywhere, from the connecting points, to the hoses, to the shroud, and so on. And it did, so I bolted that down. The last thing I did was to make sure it sits nicely in the chassis, and I can say it did. But only for now. I removed it again and put it aside because I need the space in front of me between the engine and the radiator. But that's for another video. As always, thank you for watching.